Okay, welcome. It's another Sunday, and we welcome everyone to our EarthSave Sunday Zoom. My name is Stu, and I'm going to introduce our team here, and we're going to ask those that are joining us want to say a few words. Our agenda for today is starting off with 1-minute intros. Here to say a few things about yourself and what you'd like to get out of the meeting. We're going to have a show and tell recipe by our chef, Estella. We're going to do Jeff is going to speak on peas and his blog. A few people joining us, so let's see.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hey, I finally got my Zoom back together.
Okay,
This
welcome.
wonderful Sprint girl in the Philippines helped me. Well, I don't have a Sprint computer. I had a blessing today, so hello. Hello.
Hello.
We're going to show you. We're going to show you some short videos. Vegan 2019. We have another one, a live Howard Dean and a video. Okay, we'll take a little intermission. We have another video on how to transition to raw vegan, and also super healthy children, how to transition to raw vegan. We can discuss some of that. We have Marcia Sims, who's going to discuss some sorted out tips, and we're going to talk about vegan advocacy. We have some laughter yoga and some Q&A questions from Coach and some other surprises.
I'm Jeff Tucker. I was fortunate to go to California in 1996, ran into a group including John Robbins, and I came back to Miami and we started 3 EarthSave chapters. And it's been quite a ride ever since. One thing about EarthSave, folks, is that EarthSave has not grown like some other organizations like the Sierra Club and the Humane Society, or even the Plant Pure communities. There are 500 Plant Pure communities, and you're all part of them through us. But EarthSave had a different role to play in the world, and it actually was like the catalyst. It was like the thought leader, the jump starter. And we've seen right here in South Florida over the past 24 years, I'm going to guess that a good 100 groups have broken off or derived from this incredible EarthSave message. 3 parts: people, animals, and environment. Next.
Okay, Chef Estella, would you like, well, you're going to speak in a few minutes, but you can say a quick hello.
Yes, hi everybody. I'm Chef Estella, and I am the one who prepares the recipe. I always show some recipe. I've been a volunteer for EarthSave for more than 15 years. And I have 2 Facebook pages. One is in English, Beyond Heavenly Eating Club, that is based on my ebook, Heavenly Eating, and then the other in Spanish, that is EarthSave para Español, that we have that in Spanish with EarthSave Pad. So we are a group of Plant Pure communities, and also with another organization, Sisterhood Mujer Mariposa, that she does all about, she's also a plant-based chef, and she does a lot of medicine music. Okay, so I'm very happy to be able to provide you with the recipe. I hope that you enjoy, and they are easy recipe, and I hope that the one that I'm going to post today you would be able to make it, and I appreciate some comments or feedback on that.
We got to try it first to see if we like it.
Sure, the recipe is there. You have to make it to see.
Whenever you show it, Estella, I'm always so hungry afterwards, you know? All right. We look forward to another. I'm going to be surprised as usual. Okay, let's.
The next one.
Yeah, Brigitte, you did speak before we started, but you want to just give us a 60-second speech? You need to please unmute. Just click on the microphone.
Yeah, so I am Brigitte, the laughter liberator, pioneering the laughter lifestyle. So you can hear there's a lot of stuff involved in that. And I'm also a joy partner who helps people through creative and supportive solutions to reconnect with themselves, to live happier life and more fulfilled lives, and to find their own little child. So I live right now in Hillsborough, North Carolina, and it's raining, and it's good to connect with you and to be on this.
Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. And Carol, if you'd like to unmute and say a few words.
Yes, hi. My name is Carol, and I live in Pittsburgh. The reason why I am attending this, I'm really looking to explore and learn as much as I can about veganism, because it is relatively new for me. I've been a vegetarian for over 26 years, almost 27 years now. And I'm involved in so many different volunteer activities, most of which involves animals and the environment. So I thought, it all really ties together. What I eat really impacts so many other aspects of my life as well as others. So I really do want to learn what I can. I do like to cook simply, but it has to be flavorful, because my husband is not a vegetarian or vegan, so he has to be able to enjoy it as well too. But so far the journey's been a lot of fun, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, welcome. You'll have to tell us so if your husband is not a vegetarian, either he's cooking his own meals or you're preparing them for him and you're eating at the same table, splitting it in half.
Well, that's a whole thing though. This is a whole conversation, so yeah.
All right, well, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
It's a balance.
Thanks for joining us today. Hi, Lori. If you'd like to unmute, you said a few words earlier. If you want to reintroduce yourself and click on the microphone mute button on the bottom of your screen. Okay.
I've got it, yes.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, I'm a member of the it's now the National Health Association. That's where I met Jeffrey like 20 years ago, and it is a vegan group. But I wanted to reconnect with this group, and I did attend many of your meetings near in Coral Gables. I think at the Fellowship House, or wonderful meetings. And I wanted to reconnect because at this particular time during the pandemic, it's so important to not only live this way, but to live in harmony with nature and really take care of the earth, respect the earth. And I wanted to see what your group is doing in this regard now during the pandemic, because this is a very, very difficult time.
Okay, we appreciate that. We look forward to your additional thoughts and insight when we share ours. Okay, Lori?
I want to ask one other thing with Brigitte. Years ago when I came, I met a lady, Doris Weimer. Do you know Doris?
You're muted, Brigitte, if you want to unmute.
Yes.
Yes, and she sent me on a different path to Switzerland, where I went hiking with a vegetarian group that Doris used to do in the mountains.
I don't know. I was not aware of that.
I just wanted to mention it because it was a wonderful trip. It was a hiking trip through the Alps. Everyone was vegan, and it was a very special trip. I remember that. So I connected with Doris, and I met her at this group.
Oh,
if
cool.
any of you are interested in that, when things, clear up a little.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there is also the vegan holiday at sea, which we actually went on, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks before or after. Let's see, before this whole thing started. But yeah, so that was a cool experience too, and they have vegan food.
Yeah, I participated on the holistic holiday at sea. It was virtual this year. So,
virtual? How did that work out?
It worked out fine. You know, they had pre-recorded and some live, from what I remember, classes, and it was very interesting. I mean, you couldn't be there in person, but you had all of the speakers, Dr. Clapper and Dr. Greger and all these other people, amongst others, that were speaking on the same topics that you probably would have discussed or, been there, even though it's not the same. We're trying this just like we're communicating now on Zoom.
Wow.
I heard Dr. Clapper at the Super Plant Summit that they just had.
Yes. Yes. Joan, how are you, Joan? Would you like to contribute a few words?
Yes, I know Jeff from way back when EarthSave started, was involved in that. And I've been a vegetarian for over 30 years. And as a kid, I was also a vegetarian. But for the last 7 months or so, since coming back from the holistic at sea, the whole holistic with Sandy Pucal, then I went back to being totally vegan. And the big problem I'm having is I can't stop losing weight. Sounds like a good disease to have. I don't know. And then I created a program at Florida International University where we talked for a long time, for years and years, about 15 years, about healthy foods for children, moving towards a plant-based diet. And we started many years ago, we started another group called Food Studies Institute. I think we're in about 600 schools now nationally teaching plant-based foods. And I could go on and on and on, but that's enough.
All right. Wow. That's a very impressive. I like your Zoom background. I was using that up until a couple of weeks ago. You look like you're in the field that I was using also. So looks very good on your screen. Thanks for joining us, Joan.
Thank you.
Okay, Linda, welcome back.
Okay, thanks. It's nice to be here, to be able to talk and see everybody. I'm inspired by all different things like what you're doing with kids. That's great. I went on the virtual holistic holiday at home, and it was fabulous. I did whatever the ultimate thing was. So they had not only the recorded talks, but then they had questions and answers with all these wonderful experts on everything. So that was very enlightening. And Brigitte, I want to ask you something. I know you're up there with the cold rain. Is it you who told me when you were home in whatever your country was, you used to use a hot water bottle to keep warm?
Yes.
That was you.
It was me, yes.
I was thinking of that because I've been using a heating pad. Then I go, I don't know if there's EMFs or whatever. Maybe that's what's making me crazy. And then I thought of you. So, yay, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, same here.
Can I ask a question?
Also, everything sort of gets refined when you get into things, because now I love pumpkin seeds. But then I realized they're all from China. So now I had to go research. I found a place in Oregon that has, domestic pumpkin seeds. And also there's a Shiloh brand that I get on Vitacost. So you learn to refine different things depending on where your head is. But loving my veggies and loving hanging out with all you people. It's very inspiring.
Can I ask you a question? You're all talking about a holistic holiday at sea with Sandy Pucal, I assume. And you keep talking about it being virtual, but I actually was at sea.
Well, that was in February.
Right, February.
He had it,
March 1st.
but then in July or August, he had it online.
Oh, okay.
And I think the next one, I would love to go on it. That's why I was thrilled to be able to do the virtual, but now I'm ready to go. But I don't think they're going to do it in
We're,
February.
We're Esselstyn and Colin Campbell and Neil Barnard on that one, on the virtual one. Good.
Yes.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Kathy, would you care to say a few things today? Unmute, please.
Hi, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. It seems each week these Zoom calls get better and better. We have a lot on our plate today, and it all sounds very exciting. Thank you, Jeff and Stu. You're doing a great job. I don't know what you knew about Zoom before these started, but you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
That's it.
We call you Miss Sprout Lady. Miss Sprout
Yes.
Lady. Okay.
I'm just Sprout Lady.
Okay. Yana, would you care to say a few things?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm joining from New York, and
Welcome.
thank you. I think I joined just one time before for a little bit, and this is my second time. So I'm very new to this group, and I already like it. Really nice information, genuine attitude, welcoming attitude, really, really good. And I'm actually also an environmentalist, meaning like I have been doing a lot of different things to contribute to the healing of the earth and the you know, the I'm a minimalist, and I have been vegan for 6 years now, and also they say you cannot call yourself vegan if you wear leather and things like this. So I have been not only watching my diet, but also trying to switch from leather to vegan leather shoes and bags and things like that. So been really trying to make an effort, not trying, but making an effort to reduce the footprint, as they call it. So that's all I would like to mention right now, and I would like to stay without the video if it's okay.
That's
and just
fine.
listen and participate.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Yana. Do you have a connection to South Florida?
Well, I'm in New York right now, but I'm looking into moving to Florida actually, as soon as I can. That's what in my plans, but hopefully it will happen.
I'm a real estate broker.
Oh, who's talking? I'm sorry, who's that?
Lori.
Lori. Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm a real estate broker in Miami.
Oh, that's very good. I mean, right now I'm just looking for a roommate situation for the beginning, and then maybe later, we'll be looking for a place. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put my contact information in chat.
That would be good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we don't have your email address, Yana, you can private chat, enter your email address or any contact information for either me, Stu, or Jeff, and we'll put you on our EarthSave mailing list. And you can visit our website, of course, at earthsavemiami.org. Okay.
Sure, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you in South Florida in the near future, hopefully, right? And Cheryl, good afternoon to you. Welcome again. Would you care to say? Hi, Cheryl.
I'm Cheryl. I've been on a few of the meetings. I'm here locally in South Florida, and have been used to go to the Tamarack meetups, the little events. Miss those. Maybe one day those will start up again when everything gets better. For me, I've been a vegan for quite a while, probably about 16 years. Had different change of how I eat since I was a child, went through some illnesses, and which obviously brought me to the point where I'm at right now. Wrote a book about it, things of that nature. Actually, I think Jeff and I spoke earlier this year. I was going to actually do a little presentation at the Tamarack location, but COVID happened. So anyway, I'm here for community and just to learn. No matter how much I know, which I tend to know a lot because of all that I've gone through, but sometimes I do pick up some new things that I hadn't known before. So I'm here for community, really.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate and enjoy your participation. So thank you. And we have Rick. Hi, Rick. How you doing again today?
Okay, let me shut off mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I've always wanted to try to make plans to go on that holistic holiday at sea, and I missed it. And I wished I knew that there was, you know, the virtual one. At least I could have joined in, but I didn't know about it. And I don't know how do you find out about when they have them?
I can send you the link, and you can see. They may even have a few videos still up. I know they will allow you to purchase some of their packages, which gives you access to the recordings, but you can find out when the next one is or whatever, whatever.
Yeah, I figured maybe since they're doing it virtual, they'll have maybe a little more often than taking the ship out.
That's cool.
But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to go more raw and just eating a lot of salads, fruits, and a lot of salads. I make a big salad. I'm trying to gain weight. It's hard, you have to take in more calories than you expel. But I know that there are vegan bodybuilders that are pretty big, and it's just having the time. You have to have a lot of time to go to the gym and have the time to stay in the kitchen and just make all these concoctions. But I'm doing what I can, and mostly with the virus, I'm just trying to keep my immune system up, and concentrating on that and eating a lot of blueberries. I got into blueberries for some reason. They said they're very high in antioxidants and other forms of nutrition. So I take them on smoothie. I put a bunch of blueberries and greens and bananas.
All right. Well, great. Welcome again, Rick. I just wanted to make a comment. A lot of what we say, there's some good scientific information that we share with you, that we quote from some of the Plant Pure communities and some of the physicians. And we're also a welcoming group to share our own experiences in the vegan world. So, you were mentioning before about taking in calories or being on plant-based salads and whatever. You could be vegan and eat rice and eat potatoes, which is cooked. If you're plant-based, then you're not eating as much cooked of that. So everybody has to decide what they want to, like I used to be in the financial business years ago as a financial planner, and I would help people guide, how they manage their assets, and all of their portfolio of, which even includes budgeting. People don't even know what they spend each month. And if you really take an inventory of what you eat every day, you might be more conscious of what you're not eating and eat more. So some people are not mindful. That you've heard a lot, the buzzword mindfulness, by a lot of, professionals. I think we all have to be mindful of what we want to accomplish to reach our goals. And the information that we gather from one another, I think, is helpful. But if you're eating potatoes and rice, which is vegan, you can put on calories. You can put in more calories than if you're eating just greens, right? So it just depends how much you want to maintain or lose weight. And a lot of people eat too much of, let's say, the complex carbs, and then they're putting on too much weight and they have problems losing weight. So I think we all can share from that. Is that making any sense to anybody?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
once in a while I go to, when I shop at Publix or Whole Foods, I get some frozen Amy's, and right on the front it says plant-based. But plant-based doesn't mean raw. You know, it's cooked and it's processed. So, but I do eat potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans.
Yeah. I think, you know, we all have individual body chemistries. Jeff was just showing, if you want to show everybody what you're eating now? Yeah, ahead. Yeah, very nice.
I just wanted to say one other thing. On the holistic holiday at home, they had a lot of different speakers, and one girl was an Olympic athlete, and she recommended this protein powder, which I'm taking now. It's all like seeds, just seeds, nothing else like that. But then there's Robert Cheek, who's like, he was a bodybuilder, and he's so strong, you should see his muscles, and he's totally vegan. So.
Right.
It just depends. I guess he's eating heck of a lot more than I am, because he is like really built. So
There's a documentary about that. It's called Game Changers. I don't know if any of you've seen it, but it's about all the athletes and Olympians who are vegan, and they excel in the sport because they are super strong from eating this way.
right.
It's called Game Changers.
Yeah, and let's keep in mind that for like the bodybuilders and people like those trying to gain weight, they're not real raw, they're vegan, right? So they do eat, as I think it was Stu who mentioned before, a lot of complex carbs, a lot of tofu, things of that nature. For raw, you end up not being able to eat much of, you know, the things that they're eating. But then you can eat rice. Rice can be soaked and not cooked and still be raw. So there's just a lot of little research to be done. Beans and peas can be sprouted and eaten. You can actually eat raw, like sweet potato. There's a whole soaking process for that too. So they're just different things to research to see what you can eat if you're trying to just do raw. I do mostly raw. And so probably that's why I know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, but there are a lot of nuts. I mean, nuts have a lot of calories.
Yes.
Nuts do, and you can do so many amazing things with nuts.
So many, yeah.
And in fact, I used to make a pate that I served to everybody, and everybody, no matter what they were eating, and nobody could figure out what it was, that it was totally vegan. And it just was, I mean, it doesn't really sound so cool, but it was just onion, nuts, and spices.
Yes.
And I stuffed it into peppers, into bell peppers, and got some colors in, and I mean, and everybody loved it. So, and another thing you could eat is like avocados. Avocados have a lot of calories, and they have all these good fats.
Yes.
That you need. So just there is a variety of choices that you can have, even if you are raw.
I think everybody has to tweak their diet based on their individual needs, how much exercise you get, of course, work with your doctor or, a professional that knows about your health and nutrition, and add as much of the foods that you need that's going to, maximize your health results. That's what I say.
Is that Lois Felder?
I think she just joined us. Hi, Lois. Welcome. You're muted on the bottom left. You can click on the microphone if you'd like to say hello. I know you just joined.
Hello. Hello. I'm so glad I found you. So thank you for sharing your Zoom connection.
Wait, Lois, you can't get off that easily. I'm going to first tell you that in the beginning of the meeting, everybody talks for about a minute about themselves. And I would just like to preface your talk, because I don't think others in the group know you. But Lois is, well, you know, kind of a vegan celebrity. Uh, you know, her son, Mark,
My
was
claim to fame.
yeah, one of your claims to fame. Otherwise, she's just an awesome advocate and educator. But could you tell us about yourself?
Well, I don't know really where to start. I will be 79 at the end of this month, and I was raised by an awesome mother who really launched me into the appreciation for, we called it natural hygiene living way back then. She started the Santa Monica Organic Gardening Club at our kitchen table when I was very young. And it was an important thing for me to find somebody who shared my food preferences to marry. And so when I married Mark's father, it's because we ate carrots together. I did learn early on that life is more than just eating carrots together. And Mark is the only one of my children to continue a vegan lifestyle. The others are basically all vegetarian, but not necessarily vegan. And Mark has been very active in the National Health Association. He also has a veganic farm in North Carolina that he has taken sand soil and made it very rich soil by doing cover crops and rotating them in and into the soil and biochar. And it's taken him a long time. He has 15 acres in North Carolina. Not all of them are under cultivation. And he has 2 boys, and they are living a vegan lifestyle. And they could be off the grid because they have geothermal wells and solar power. And, you know, we can all visit Mark if this world comes to an end, which I'm hoping it won't. But I worry a little bit about the mischief that's going on in the world right now. And that's it.
Where is that in North Carolina?
Yes, Mark is in North Carolina with his wife and 2 children.
Yeah, but where is it? Yes, where?
It's outside of Pinehurst, North Carolina. It's in a town called Aberdeen because Aberdeen is where they could get some acreage. And he's been there for a while. He's married 16 years. And he found this woman to share his lifestyle because she was into yoga. And I guess the first time I met her, he brought her to, where did we have the conferences, Jeff? In Hollywood, Florida? At
Allendale Beach. Allendale Beach.
Allendale Beach. And he brought her there about, 17 years ago and introduced her. And the rest, as they say, is history. And they had a beautiful vegan wedding, and they've had all sorts of vegan celebrations in North Carolina. But it is one heck of an undertaking that he has done with that soil. And, you know, if you give the soil the right nutrients, just like if you give your body the right nutrients, it can run on automatic pilot. It knows what to do with them. It's when you don't give them the right nutrients that you get all screwed up. So anyway, I've managed to screw up my life by doing a tremendous amount of falling. So I've shattered this and I've shattered that, but I've also managed to rebuild quite a bit. And I'm very proud of my last bone density scans that show tremendous improvement over time. But I was chemically poisoned in, well, about 20 years ago, and that's when everything kind of went downhill. And I drive the doctors crazy in my area because I refuse a lot of treatment. And this latest, the insurance gives you a primary care doctor. He says, I really would like to get rid of this pain in the you-know-what, but I don't know another doctor who would take her, and I, don't want to inflict her on anybody else. So it's been quite interesting. I used to have a marvelous endocrinologist who understood that I was not going to take his prescribed drugs. And he worked with me with very natural things, telling me that selenium is very good for a condition that I have. And I said, what has selenium in it? And he said, Brazil nuts. But I found it very difficult to get Brazil nuts that were not rancid. And I tried for a year not to be a vegan because the other thing he said was wild caught salmon. But psychologically, I could not live that way. And physiologically, it just wasn't working. So I went back to being a vegan, and he was very happy with me doing what I wanted to do. And then he dropped dead, and I will not replace him. So I'm dealing with this primary doctor who really thinks I'm one step away from a straitjacket, but he is working with me somewhat.
Can I ask you a question? What are you doing to improve your bone density?
I am doing supplementation with a company that's called Garden of Life, and they have what is called a bone kit, a bone growth kit, and everything that they have is vegan. And I do B12 from them. I do D3 from them. So I do quite a few nutritional supplements and absolutely no pharmaceutical type things. So it's been an interesting ride. And I've had a lot of doctors kick me out of the office. My reputation has gone before me that I will not do their prescribed drugs, and therefore they do not want me as a patient. But I do the bone density scans regularly. I do blood work regularly. And when I show improvement, I am happy. I had a new doctor that I just went to very recently. And because I have started to go out in the sun to try and strengthen in a swimming pool where I live in the condominium. And I'm prone to skin cancer. I'm fair in coloring. And I've had that problem maybe 30 years ago. And I was a little concerned. And I thought that this particular woman dermatologist would be very honest with me. And it wouldn't be like other dermatologists that I have gone to that want me to help put their kids through medical school or whatever. And lots of things they wanted to do. So I went to this lady, which I had never done, that would come from a compounding pharmacist for 4 days. And I thought to myself, I am concerned. She found a lot of what she calls precancerous problems on my face. And I said, all right, for 4 days, I will try this. And it's coming from a compounding pharmacy. It has no preservative in it. And I tried it. And I have not been able to get into my swimming pool since, which really bothers me. But it wasn't really my fault. The health department declared our swimming pool off limits. And then the pump to the swimming pool needed a new part. And I think it's just been corrected now. So I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason. And of course, I look like, I don't know, a little red around the cheeks, we'll put it that way. So I guess the stuff is doing what it was supposed to do. And when I go out in the sun now, I wear a hat, which may have been the answer from the get-go. I do not know. But I grew up in California where you worshiped the sun and you sat out in the sun and you put lemon juice on your hair to get blonde streaks in it. And it was very fashionable at that time. But it really wasn't, I think, wise to do as I think back. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. I was wondering about the thermal wells that your son has. What are they?
I know very little about it. They are geothermal wells, so he can basically live off the grid. He's got the wells, he's got the solar panels. He could sell electricity back to the powers that be. He built a very big house on his acreage, and God willing, I will visit him this Thanksgiving for a fabulous vegan Thanksgiving feast, or leftovers that are in his freezer, depending upon what the children's schedule is at the time that I come. And I have decided that I will fly in November because this virus is something that I don't think should prevent us from living life. And I think the quarantining is a very unhealthy thing. So I love being able to get out into the swimming pool about 6:37 in the morning and be outside and not wear a mask when I go into the swimming pool. But I am concerned about the things that they call pre-cancers on the skin, only because I was chemically poisoned in, about 20 years ago. And it created a lot of physiological problems. I went to True North in California and did 17 days on a water fast. And I liken it to the fact that if your house burns down and the firemen come and they put out the fire, you cannot move back into your house until you rebuild the house. And I have been in the process of rebuilding the house ever since. So I don't know how well the body has rebuilt, except by doing these various tests like the blood work or the bone density scans. And the bone density scan thrills me because over the years, it has shown that I have gone from osteoporosis to osteopenia to normal, where they can test in certain area. They can't test one side of my body because it's all artificial hip and femur and plates and screws and so on. So they have to test the other side of my body, and I guess the spine. And I was normal in one area and osteopenia in the other area. So it has shown progress, even with all of the intermittent falling and immobilities and having to rebuild a quadricep in order to walk again and so on. As I say, I'm my own worst enemy. But to see the numbers that they measure go in a direction that is impressive without taking Fosamax and whatever drugs they prescribe to supposedly build bones, to just do it with natural supplements and a vegan diet. I'm happy.
Thank you, Lois. Thank you, Lois.
One more thing.
Mhm.
The recipe
Yes.
you gave us had onions and nuts and that you stuffed in pepper.
Oh, yeah, it had, okay, so it had pecan nuts that I made it I like pecans. It had onions, it had some salt, and it had an organic form of poultry seasoning. So just a whole things of spices together. That was the easy way, and then sometimes I just made my own stuff. But yes, it was really great, and it was a favorite for everybody, and nobody could see that it wasn't. I mean, people thought it was chicken livers or
what did you call it?
Pardon?
What did you call this recipe?
Oh gosh, I don't even know what I called it. I just made it.
Some people call it like vegetarian chopped liver.
Oh, that's what I wanted to know.
Something. No, I mean, I did not, because I had everybody, even if people were not vegetarian, whatever, they all got it served.
Were the onions cooked?
No, they were raw. It was like
raw.
I put it like through like a juicer through a masticator, or you can also use a food processor. And I just did it so that that the consistency. I didn't really have a recipe as such. I just did make sure that consistency is.
So was that what it was? Onions, pecans, and it had peas in it?
No, that's it. It had only onions and pecans, and that makes a paste. And then you just put some seasoning on it. Yeah, it works with other nuts too, but everybody loves pecans.
So is that it? Onions, pecans, and seasoning, period.
Yes, that's it. And then you stuff it into bell peppers, and then you just have half of them. You stuff it, and then you just cut it into slices, so that it's like an appetizer. And I mean, I usually made 4 or 5 trays, and they were gone. And my kids, even when they come today, they still want me to make that. So it's really, really cool.
And sounds yummy. Woohoo!
It is. And then I have another friend who she actually sells pâtés on the farmer's market and makes a business out of it. She's in Atlanta. And she uses also a base of nuts, different nuts, walnuts, whatever. And she usually makes 4 or 5 different kinds. And then she puts some spices in and puts the blender together, and she makes it. And people love it. And she even got an offer to put it into stores like Whole Foods. But she just is a little bit older in life, and she said, I don't want to do this. I just want to do something for fun. So it's a cottage industry. And the other thing what she is doing now, she is, I don't know her recipe, but she has taco meat that she makes with nuts, and it totally tastes like meat, and it always sells out. She's never getting it, she never has enough of that.
Can you stuff a portobello mushroom with it?
I am sure you could, because what
you were saying a bell pepper.
Right. Well, I also did sushi. Like I even used lettuce, romaine lettuce leaves, and I just wrapped it. And you can put in, like, also put some mango in with that. And I mean, it is just divine. So you can do all kinds of things, and everything, like from carrots to, you just cut those things so that you can roll it up, and it's delicious.
Have you ever tried using celery juice instead of salt as a seasoning for things? I once cooked lentils, not in water, but in celery juice, and the flavoring was incredible.
That is a great idea. I used to take a lot of celery juice. Every morning I made myself a glass of celery juice. But That is a great idea. But all these fruit and vegetable juices, they taste so great, even for like for everything. And so you can just be as creative as you want, and you can also use it as salad dressings when you make it thicker, because you can, whatever the consistency is that you want, so you can just choose it. Amazing. And while I'm talking to you, I would love to talk to you because I am in North Carolina. And so I would love to see your son's place. And if you come for Thanksgiving, maybe, there's a way to...
Where in North Carolina are you?
I am in Hillsborough, which is close to Durham. So it'll probably be about...
Okay, I fly into Raleigh, Durham, but then I have to drive an hour and a half to get to my son from the Raleigh Durham airport. It's about an hour and a half. But don't ask me which direction.
No,
they meet me at the airport.
Okay.
Somebody meets me at the airport.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, hey, I can meet you at the airport and drive you to your son. And we can talk.
Oh, how sweet, how sweet. I would love that. The problem is I couldn't get you directions to my son. Jeff, do you have Mark's address and know how to share it?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Because I am technologically challenged. The fact that I got onto your site is nothing short of a miracle.
Oh, so am I. I think there's a lot of us who are challenged.
For the most part, it's an age thing. I'm terrified of this technology. I believe the best telephone would be 2 tin cans and a piece of string, but it just doesn't work very well. And my internet is down more than it is up, and I don't know what's wrong with it, and I can't fix it. They tell me to unplug the modem. Do you think I know what a modem is? I have no idea what any of this stuff
Gotta
is.
learn. We gotta learn so we have this miracle of being together like we are right now. Yay,
That's
so
inspiring.
Well,
That's inspiring.
somehow or other we are together, but I don't know how we did it.
Right. By the grace of God.
I wanted to share something, Annie. I'm not advertising.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to advertise,
Absolutely.
but we're talking about pumpkin seeds. So I don't know if you can see it, but this is the pumpkin seed powder that I put in my smoothies.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah, pumpkin seed protein, certified organic from Jarrows.
I've heard of
Wow.
it.
And it says California. It says California on it.
Can you read the ingredients?
The ingredients is organic pumpkin seed.
That's it? Wow. That's
Yep.
wonderful. Yeah. Yes, with a lot of pumpkin seeds, yes.
Which is good. It has a good flavor too.
Yes, that's great.
Okay, well, we heard Estella's voice. She's anxiously waiting to introduce us to some new recipe that she wants to share. So thank you all that participated so far in this lively discussion, everyone that contributed. And we're going to move on to introduce again Chef Estella. Tell us what you're going to share with us.
Thank you. You had to give me access to share the screen.
I'll be glad to do that for you. Okay.
All right, so for the Jewish New Year, I came up with this recipe that is called mock chopped liver.
We were just talking about that. Wow.
Yeah. And also another name that you can have it now that the holidays come, a walnut mushroom loaf. Okay, the same mixture, you can put it in a loaf container, and then you have a walnut mushroom loaf. So many people ask me for this recipe, how do I make the more chopped liver? And after trying many other with many different ingredients, the basic ingredient that I came up and tastes good is the 8 ounces cremini. It should be baby bella mushroom or baby bella mushroom, half of a small onion dice, 2 cups of walnuts activated. That means that you soak them for 4 to 6 hours. And if you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate them, but it's not necessary for this recipe. 8 ounces of cooked brown lentils, 4 ounces of tamari low sodium sauce or liquid aminos, 2 tablespoons of fennel seed, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, a quarter teaspoon of unrefined sea salt, or if you don't use the salt, you can use lemon juice, or what we're talking about celery. There is also a celery salt that comes for people who have problem for not using the salt. So the first thing that you do, you just marinate the mushroom in tamari sauce or liquid amino with the spices for 6 hours, or it's better to leave it overnight. So there is no work in there. So the next morning you are ready to start making the mock chopped liver or the loaf. Dry saute. It is very important not to saute with oil. So that's why you just heat the pan in medium hot when it is very, very hot, and you have some liquid. In this case, you put the onion and using the marinated liquid as needed. Then you add the mushroom and then saute them lightly, not to overcook them. So that is the procedure for dry sauteing and not using oils. Once you have all that, you go to the food processor, and the first thing that you're going to put, the first you pulse the chopped walnuts to make like a flour consistency. And then you add the cooked mushrooms and lentils. You process until desired consistency. And if it is a little too dry, always have the marinated liquid, and you can add that a little bit. So as a pate or a dip, you serve with crudité on lentil leaves, or I don't know if you are Jewish, what other thing that you can use with the pate, Sometime I make some crackers, flaxseed crackers, and I put them there also. But mainly it's with crudité or with lettuce leaves. As a loaf, you place the mixture in a glass loaf and warm up. If you want a little bit warm, you warm it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. And it's just wonderful, and it's very filling. So many people ask me, how do you make the mock chopped liver? And when it was Rosh Hashanah, I just made a display of basic food that I prepare, and somebody was asking, well, I want to know about the chopped liver. But you don't have to call it mock chopped liver. You can call it, if it is the Jewish holiday, so then you can call in that way. But if not, you just call them pate or loaf. You can make them also like like vegetables also too, or you can put it so it has different shapes according to can be a loaf, can be a vegetable, can be like a patty also too, or directly as a pate or mock chopped liver. So
Estella, have you ever used string beans in your mocked chopped liver recipes?
no, not really. I saw that one of the recipe they will give with the green, but I tried to do it, but I didn't like the taste.
Uh-huh. And there is a rice cracker that is salt-free. I mean, it's almost like eating matzah. It has no flavor, but for Edward and Son makes a baked round rice cracker that has no salt in it. And for people that don't want gluten, that wouldn't want to eat matzah, I don't think these rice crackers are kosher for Passover, but they're certainly something that a savory chopped liver type thing would be delicious on. It's just something crunchy other than a lettuce leaf that is crunchy.
Yes, of course. There are others also that they are all made with the seeds. That is Mary Gone crackers. I don't know if you
Yes.
know. Let me
Yes.
show you if everybody. They're going to place there in the chat so you can download it. They can tell you how you can download it or you can make it. But what I want to show you, okay, can I have a full screen or something? I don't know. Okay, here it is. Can you see that? It says Mary Gone Crackers. Can everybody see it?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So this is also another option that is all made of seeds and just from the flaxseed cracker that we used to make in raw food. Somebody says I'm going to make this commercial. So it has brown rice, it has quinoa, flaxseed, sesame seed, tamari, water, soybean is organic, salt, vinegar, and sea salt. Of course, contains salt. So this is a very good option that is gluten free also, and
Where do you buy it?
Seeds. Yes, and it's something crunchy, as you said. So I don't know if everybody knows these crackers, and I just wanted to, yeah, basically now there are a lot of people who commercialize, see, this is how they look like and they are crunchy. So they just commercialize some of the raw recipe as Brigitte said, you know, all those pate and all that we only knew it how to make it with raw food. So now there are many of these one commercialized, you know. Yeah. So I'm glad, and there it is. Okay, so I don't know if Stu wants to tell how they're going to download it. They can download the recipe, okay? And there they have a recipe now for the holidays, for a loaf or for a pate. That everybody.
Estella, can you use red lentils?
Which one?
Red lentils.
Sure, you can use red lentil, but as this is, I use brown because of the color. So it looks really like a liver pate or a walnut mushroom loaf. That is the difference. Of course, that you can use the red lentil. Probably the color is not going to be exactly the same. Just to give that look like a chopped liver or a mushroom loaf, the walnut mushroom loaf. That's why we use the brown lentil. And also I make another similar that instead of mushroom, I use only lentils, you know, and it just come out great. And from there also, I can make like hamburger also too, or vegetables, and it's very filling and it's very easy to make. So I try to make recipes that they are very easy, you know, so that everybody with a few ingredients and it doesn't take a lot of work. So
I'm sorry, Chef Estella.
Yes.
Where did you say we could download this?
It's in the chat bar, the chat window. Do you see the chat window?
I see the chat window, yeah, but I don't see it. Hold on, let me scroll down.
Chopped liver. I just wanted to say one thing. Sometimes I use cassava bread which I get in the Cuban store. And what it is pure yucca flour. You know,
Yes.
yucca is like a root vegetable. So they
Yes.
just have that with nothing else in it. It's hard, but then when you put the pate or whatever on it,
Oh,
nice.
yes. Wow. I
Okay.
never heard about that cassava bread. And where do you get that?
Cuban Latin stores. Publix has it also. I haven't found organic, but some of it says no preservatives, no additives. So that's the one I usually pick up.
When they say cassava bread, is it 100% cassava or they mix it with another flour?
100% cassava. I'll show you a piece of it.
Okay.
So what, we will have to go to any of the, I don't know what the Hispanic store she goes.
What I'm going to mention is
I found it because I have a Haitian friend used to wet it down a little bit, put peanut butter on it, and then put watercress on it. It's a Haitian kind of dish, but this is what it looks like. It's like a flat,
Oh,
and it's only cassava
wow, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. This is
cassava. I'm looking for organic. Haven't seen it yet, but this is
well,
good if you don't want to eat crackers. It's neat. You just put some almond butter on it or whatever. Yum, yum, yum. And the watercress.
so in what store did you get that? In what store?
This I got in Sedano, but in Publix.
Oh, okay.
Publix, you can get it right in Publix. I'm sure they have it in Costco,
Sedanos, okay.
places like that. So just a different kind of thing, but you do have to wet it down a little bit.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, I want to thank Chef Estella. We're going to take a 5-minute intermission. We're going to stay online, of course. Feel free to get yourself a cold drink or so, or take a little break. If you want to ask any questions in the interim, feel free if anyone is on. We have a lot of good stuff coming up. We got what I mentioned earlier. So we'll be back in a few. Okay, as we move along, I'd like to introduce Kathy, who's going to talk about the Veganville TV blog. Are you all ready, Kathy?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you, Stu.
Welcome again. Let's hear
And welcome to our first Veganville TV blog. My name is Kathy, as you all know me from Sprout Me. And I will be giving information about veganism, how it pertains to us, what we're doing, what other countries are doing. Excuse me a second. I just put a cough syrup in my mouth. And hopefully it'll entertain, maybe educate you. And I'll just do the best I can. Right off the bat from the newsroom of my blog, there's a study says global veganism could undo 16 years of CO2 emissions. A new study published in the online journal Nature Sustainability says that global veganism could remove 16 years of fossil fuel-based carbon emissions from the atmosphere by the year 2050. It was published online by Nature Sustainability, and it suggested that rewilding areas regained from meat production would absorb additional significant amounts of CO2 and create time for more effective renewed sustainability efforts around the world. Now, worldwide veganism may seem a little bit lofty, but even 70% reduction in meat consumption worldwide would see the removal of 332 gigatons of CO2 from the atmosphere. Now, yes, you ask, how much is that? This amount is equal to the amount of CO2 produced over the last 9 years by burning fossil fuels. Now, on a totally different note, but I think pertinent, especially this time of year, for those of you who are die-hard vegans, you have to ask for the egg-free flu vaccine. Yep, there's egg protein in the flu shot. Now, however, the egg-free doesn't sound all that great either, because the shot uses cells from mammals instead. They don't say whether they are living or not. So I didn't know that. So just to let you know that. And we have some tidbits here. Reebok debuted its first vegan sneakers, and they're as sustainable as they are stylish, so they say. Nordstrom has announced it will ban fur and exotic animal skins by the end of 2021. France recently announced a complete ban on mink fur farming following an undercover investigation by animal caregivers. And French Minister Barbara Pompey announced the end of mink farming on September 29th. The last 4 fur remaining farms are to close no later than 2025. Pompey's announcement also included a ban on the use of orcas and other dolphins in marine parks and old wild animals in circuses. Now, here's an interesting one. Volt Threads has announced a new consortium of 4 major companies: Adidas, Kering, Lululemon, and Stella McCartney. The powerhouses now have exclusive access to the biotechnology company's vegan leather, Milo. The innovative material is made from mycelium, the roots of mushrooms. See, we plant people know what we can do with our food. We have a lot of uses other than eating them. And I know we're probably running out of time. I'm trying to keep this 2 to 3 minutes. But next week, we'll talk about why seaweed is good for us to eat. And chicken nuggets, well, you'll hear. And I'll discuss why one woman who suffered through life and didn't want to live anymore because of her health changed and now leads a joyful, healthy life. I hope that was of interest to you. I hope to have more interesting, maybe fun facts, maybe entertaining facts next time. And thank you for the first Veganville TV blog from Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Kathy.
We didn't add any sound effects, but everybody was clapping with their mute microphones.
That's okay. I'll try to have some graphics next time, but this is kind of on the spur of the moment.
Okay, Jeff. Do you want to move to the video, Jeff, or you want to do your Peas Pod blog?
Let's watch the video. It's the Vegan 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. You know, it's probably too much to watch the whole piece. It's like a 15 to 18 minutes, but let's watch about half of it, Stu.
Okay. Well, it's this particular one is 51 minutes. So you want to do about?
Oh, no. Let's watch about 10 minutes at the most.
Okay. All right. Here we go, everybody.
In 2019, humanity received a warning. 30 of the world's leading scientists released the results of a massive 3-year study into global agriculture and declared that meat production is destroying our planet and jeopardizing global health.
We have been faced simultaneously with a series of humongous existential crises: climate breakdown, ecological cascading collapse, the disappearance of insects.
We are in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, and the extinction rate is up to 10,000 times faster than what is considered normal, with up to 200 species becoming extinct every single day.
A report warning the world that unprecedented and immediate change is needed to prevent a climate catastrophe.
If we want to save the planet, we need to change what we put on the table and how we produce food. But the clock is ticking.
I mean, we're talking about the end of humanity as we know it.
Either the world ends or we all become vegan.
2019, environmental awareness was starting to take action, including corporations who started to support the vegan economy. The most significant of these was UK high street bakery Briggs, which unleashed media chaos at the beginning of the year with the launch of its vegan sausage roll.
The vegan edition, case, pastry layers, 96 flake resolution, optimal, taste level maximum megabytes, 10 megabytes.
Wow. Wow.
10, where's 3? 96 layers puff pastry.
I just wonder if you could get me one of that sweet vegan sausage.
Mocha.
That's like warm things. They're nice. And it's got inside. You wouldn't really know that's not a sausage roll, would you?
Or meat. Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
How lovely.
Okay, so we're out here looking for the vegan sausage roll, and you're looking for one as well, yeah?
Yes.
Why the vegan one?
Really?
7 days today. I don't know, looking for other options apart from meat.
Hello, we're just wondering, do you have any vegan sausage rolls?
Sold out. I think we're having a problem with the manufacturers. They didn't get how many, how much people were going to like it, how much publicity they want to get. So they kind of got backed up with the orders.
Well, I'm all about the vegan sausage roll. That's brilliant.
But alongside the positive coverage of the Greggs vegan sausage roll, was a more negative response.
I mean, there's this thing. God.
When you go to your favorite fast food restaurant, you're going to be eating a fake hamburger.
I've always thought just a balanced diet is the answer for everybody, right? My issue with veganism is it's not balanced.
They want to create a race of soulless creatures on this planet.
They're so aggressive about it.
They're changing God's creation.
It's nonsense, isn't it?
Bacon is back on the menu. Most of Britain still eats meat.
I will tell you $1 million if every vegan on the planet just shuts up.
Oh.
You had your month, you had Veganuary, it's over.
But maybe these mainstream journalists, without realizing it, are just there to confuse.
That's a good look, Liz.
Oh, God.
And when we're confused about what to eat, we stick to old habits. And these old habits feed the power and wealth of the meat, dairy, and egg industries.
Thing is here, bottom line.
Are you going to say moderation?
No, I'm not. I'm just going to say when you read this stuff, just think, oh, I can't be bothered. Don't take any notice of them because they all change it.
This is the biggest problem, is the elites and the BBC and the conventional media has simply not grasped the enormity of what's happening. Well,
One of the biggest critics of the mainstream media throughout 2019 was Roger Allen, a founder of a new environmental group called Extinction Rebellion, which rose to prominence in early 2019 in an unprecedented way.
We don't really want to block the roads. We just want to get a load of people arrested, and then we can say to the politicians, 1,000 people are happy to lose their liberty because we want some change.
Hallam, who has been vegan for more than 30 years and recently started a PhD in direct action campaigning, wanted to use Extinction Rebellion to bring the government to a standstill in a bid to address climate change and connected issues like animal agriculture through a democratic process.
Extinction Rebellion has a particular role, and that role is to basically bring the government to a halt. Now, once that's happened, the plan is there's a National Citizens Assembly. When you enable ordinary people to consider the facts, then they come up with something sensible, right? And it's a no-brainer that we can't have animal agriculture. So it'll be a no-brainer that when those ordinary people come together and they realise, then obviously people are going to do what's necessary, like they did in the Second World War. You know, everyone accepted rationing. Once people get the information, they change really rapidly.
The Extinction Rebellion protests of early 2019 sparked the debate and forced politicians in a number of countries to declare a climate emergency.
Let's make 2019 the year that everything changes.
We need New York City to take the lead and declare a climate emergency.
By the end of the year, further, more profound protests from Extinction Rebellion would shut down several cities around the world. This time, a specific message, front and center, about what was needed to really fight climate change. The plant-based food system was already being bolstered.
Knock, knock. Your Nutrisystem.
Okay, that was another commercial for Nutrisystem. What do you think? Is it a vegan Nutrisystem? What do you think?
No, it's a bunch of garbage.
Well, you know, it's funny. I went years ago here in South Florida to a cancer walk. And who were the sponsors? It was like Dunkin' Donuts or somebody. You know, it's like junk food, you know, when you're trying to promote health. So, you know, it's funny how Google and YouTube, you know, may, unintentionally or intentionally put this commercial in there. But anyway, does anyone want to comment on the preceding?
Hi, this is Kathy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. You know, we're just trying to get across the idea that this isn't just for health, but as you're saying, this is for the planet. This is for humankind. We're talking about devastation. We're talking about death of the earth, death of us. And it just boggles my mind that, you know, people don't get it. But if you notice when they do this, they show these people eating this fast food stuff, the majority of whom are fat or obese. 70% of the population today is overweight or obese. That's insane. That's insane. You know, if I'm out with somebody and they're eating French fries, I'm gonna have 2 or 3, but I'm not gonna have the giants. I never even order French fries. Okay. It's just I don't understand people, and it's a shame that they don't even have an open mind to what plant-based vegan is all about, because it's not about just eating, it's about saving us, their children, their grandchildren. And this is real, and we just keep saying, well, someday somebody will take care of it, until your grandchildren say, you know, Grandpa, why didn't you do anything? Well, we tried. Well, I didn't know enough about it. Well, yeah, but now we can't change it. Even if we had a $5 trillion, it's gone. We can't change it. And that's what bothers me. Somebody is leaving it for the next group or the young generation. And here we are trying to get across to everybody. That's it. No more ranting and raving.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was interesting and very informative. I'm going to watch the rest of that. I'm going to put it on my watch later list, and I'll put the link in the chat box. But you know, when you have a talking head on television, aren't they giving their opinion? And obviously, what's that fellow's name? The British fellow. What's his name again? He used to have a primetime CNN show. Remember?
I can't think of it.
He's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he was giving his opinion, and then he was obviously thrown up in the garbage pail. I mean, now, you know, that made for good television.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you had somebody on that was able to see the light, that would have added to the broadcast, but it wasn't a case. So, you know, you need people that are going to be active for the vegan community and the environment.
Yeah, but then they didn't show the other 2 reporters on each side of them. They were reading the whole thing. They didn't ask them for their opinion on it, you know?
Yeah, and it just so happens, you know, and that's what it is. Mainstream media.
Problem, I think, with films like this, that the wrong people are watching them. The people that are interested, that know about it, are watching them. But the other people that are going to McDonald's and all these places, they don't care. You know, they don't even know it exists. And you know, it's if we had a leader out there who would talk about it, or you know, people that have you know, celebrities, even like Ellen DeGeneres. You know, she's a vegan, but you know, she has a TV show, but you know, she doesn't discuss it because it's non-American. You know, if you're a vegan, it's non-American if you don't eat hot dogs and hamburgers. So you know, how do you get the word out?
Things are going to change now because of the pandemic, and people are going to begin to realize that they have to change their relationship with the other living beings on Earth, because that's the only way we're going to live in harmony now.
I know, but too many people don't care.
Well, they'll have to out of necessity in the future. Maybe not in our lifetime, but in the future, more people will see. The next generation will realize. Anyway, this was a very informative meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Stu and Jeffrey. You organized a very good meeting.
Wait. We have the Laughter Liberator with us.
Oh, okay.
We need liberation.
Okay, so
let me reintroduce Brigitte, okay?
Reintroduce. Everybody knows who I am, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what I do is I teach people to reconnect with their laughter, because I believe that we are all born with laughter. Because what happens to the first baby, to newborn? What is the first developmental milestone? It's the laugh, right? Everybody's is waiting for the smile on the baby's face. And from there on, smiling and laughing starts continuing till they laugh. Little children laugh about an average of 200 to 300 times a day.
What?
Yeah. 2 to 3 year old. And how often do we as adults laugh?
Poquito.
Well, we're lucky if we laugh.
Any guesses? Do we have any guesses?
Once a day.
Well, a little bit more, but I mean, people say like around 10 a day, maybe 10, 20. So what happened? What happened to us and to laughter? We all grew up with laughter is the best medicine. So what are you supposed to do with medicine?
Take it every day.
You take it. Yeah, you take it. But this medicine, nobody's taking it. And as we are growing old, it's like laughter is getting a really bum rap. You know, this is superficial. You're not taking this serious enough. You know, and on is excuses. And what I am saying is that laughter, I mean, my way of laughter, I just teach laughter just because, not because a joke, a humor, comedy, which I think is totally okay, but it's not always available to us. But laughter is always available to us. And I don't know how long we want to stay. Maybe we are just going to, I'm just going to teach you some chants that we have to be more like a childlike, because we with laughter comes playing, and there's so many benefits, and maybe sometimes I have more time to explain that. But I have over 100 benefits that laughter has, and I call it our superpower. But for right now, let's just learn to 3 cheers, and it's Very good. Very good. Yay!
Good, yay.
Very good.
Good.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Yay! You can use that for when we change exercise. And I just would like us to do 2 or 3 exercises. And one is, let's just laugh, okay? Just laugh. Very good. Very good. Yay! I'm very good. Very good. Yay! And laughter and crying are very closely related. And if I get a huge bill, right, I can either cry about it, I can't believe this, or I can laugh about it. I have to say it anyway, right? And when our body is laughing, it showers us with feel-good hormones, with endorphins and all those things. Whereas if we are crying, if we are stressed, then our body actually shuts down, and it's very, very negative. That Einstein said that if we would know how much damage one negative thought did to our body, we would try to not have any negative thoughts. So let's just laugh again. And one more thing that might be fun, and it doesn't take long to do, is let's do some chipperish. And you know what chipperish is? It's just making sounds. And everybody just speak gibberish. It's it goes very good, very good. Yay! And now to say goodbye, we're just going to laugh each other out.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brigitte.
Bye.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Brigitte.
You're welcome. Okay, that was a little bit.
Okay, Jeff.
I mean, I could do more, but more for later, for next time.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, Rick, next week.
Hello.
Next
I had
week?
to get off mute.
Yeah. So you're going to bring that old guitar out next week?
I'll bring one of the old guitars out, sure.
Or a new guitar, whatever you prefer. What do you have any idea what you might play? So maybe we can get some feedback.
Something upbeat. You know, that's me. I was thinking like Buddy Holly, That'll Be the Day.
That'll be the day.
Buddy Holly.
Very good,
Yes.
very good. Yay!
Yay! Yay!
A tribute. A
And
tribute to Bali.
and everybody can sing along. It doesn't matter if you're off key or not.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't matter. Just put your microphones on and join in.
Okay.
That's good, yeah.
Rick, that'll be the day.
That'll be the day.
Okay, Buddy Holly, next week.
I was thinking that or Brown Eyed Girl, but I think the first one is better.
Yeah, yeah. Back to the roots. Back to the roots of rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Okay. Shall we agree to meet again next week?
Yes.
You're all welcome
Okay.
to join us. Look out for your emails, or if we don't have your email address, you can leave it in the chat right now. If you want to get all the information that was in the chat, you could go to the chat box before we log off and copy any of the links of any of the information we have. I want to thank everyone and appreciate their participation by being here, for contributing information to the dialogue and discussion, and hearing your thoughts, and just your being part of our community. So is there
Thank you.
any closing thoughts by anyone?
This was a very informative meeting, and I'm happy I joined.
Well, I mean, it was scripted. We had a lot more to do, but we'll save it for next time because,
Okay.
you're about 2.5 hours already, and we'll save it and we'll contribute to you next time. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to contact us.
Okay.
Check out our website, earthsavemiami.org, and we look forward to seeing everybody again next week. So enjoy the rest of today and Columbus Day tomorrow, the rest of your week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you the next time around.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Good seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.